Hi, this is Ben Mockford, and this is my presentation on my chosen population of Division One men's basketball coaches. Division One men's basketball coaches operate in high-pressure environments that demand constant decision-making, leadership, emotional regulation, and performance management. Coaches are responsible not only for tactical strategy, but also for athlete development, staff management, recruiting, compliance, and public scrutiny. I choose to work with this population because the psychological demands placed on coaches directly influence team culture, athlete motivation, and performance outcomes. Supporting coaches psychologically can enhance leadership, effectiveness, stress management, and long-term career sustainability. Becker examined athlete perceptions of great coaching and found that effective coaching is less about what coaches do tactically and more about how they communicate, lead, and emotionally engage with athletes. This research is important for Division I basketball coaches because it highlights the psychological influence of coaching behaviors on athlete motivation, confidence, and trust. These findings support cognitive interventions focused on emotional intelligence, communication strategies, and leadership self-awareness to enhance coaching effectiveness. Geraghty and Murray explored athletes' experiences with poor coaching and identified negative psychological outcomes such as increased anxiety, fear of mistakes, and emotional disengagement. This research is critical for Division I basketball coaches because it demonstrates how ineffective leadership and communication can harm athlete well-being and performance. Ulusoga examines stress and coping in world-class coaches, revealing that elite coaches experience intense stress and are at a high risk for burnout without effective coping strategies. Together, these studies inform psychological interventions that focus on stress management, emotional regulation, reflective coaching practices, and healthy coping mechanisms for coaches. The physical and social environments surrounding Division I basketball coaches play a significant role in shaping motivation, stress levels, and emotional regulation. High-intensity game venues, frequent travel, and demanding practice schedules can elevate arousal and stress. In addition, the social environment, including athletic department expectations, job security, media scrutiny, and relationships with staff, can either reinforce confidence or contribute to chronic pressure. When coaches lack psychological support within their environment, stress can accumulate and impair leadership effectiveness. Understanding these environmental influences allows for targeted cognitive interventions such as stress awareness training, emotional regulation strategies, and structured recovery routines to support sustained high performance. Family culture and personal support systems strongly influence how Division I basketball coaches experience and manage occupational stress. Supportive family relationships can serve as a protective factor, helping coaches cope with performance pressure and emotional demands. However, when coaching responsibilities interfere with family life, stress, guilt, and emotional fatigue may increase. Over time, this imbalance can negatively affect mental health, motivation, and leadership presence. Recognizing the influence of family culture allows for interventions focused on boundary setting, work-life balance, and value-based decision-making, which support both personal well-being and professional effectiveness. Several barriers can hinder psychological growth for Division I basketball coaches. Job security, long work hours, public criticism, and constant performance evaluation create environments of sustained stress. Additionally, the emotional labor involved in leading athletes, managing staff, and handling adversity can lead to burnout if coping strategies are not in place. Limited time for recovery and reflection further compounds these challenges. Without addressing these barriers, coaches may experience emotional exhaustion, reduced motivation, and impaired decision-making. Psychological interventions that focus on stress management, resilience development, and recovery are essential for overcoming these obstacles and promoting long-term coaching success. Division I basketball coaches face relentless pressure tied to performance outcomes, recruiting success, and public evaluation. Over time, the pressure can lead to chronic stress and burnout if not properly managed. Research on elite performance highlights the importance of emotional regulation and resilience in sustaining effectiveness under pressure. Additionally, leadership styles play a critical role in shaping them culture, in shaping team culture. Coaches who communicate clearly and regulate emotions foster trust and motivation, while inconsistent or emotionally driven leadership can negatively impact athlete well-being and performance. Motivation and coaching identity are foundational to effective leadership. Coaches who understand their purpose and values better equipped to navigate adversity and maintain consistency under pressure. Additionally, Division I coaching often demands significant personal sacrifice, which can negatively affect mental health if work-life balance is not addressed. Research on elite performers emphasize the importance of recovery, emotional regulation, and sustainable routines to prevent burnout and support long-term success. This verse reminds me that my calling as a coach and a leader is not built on my own knowledge or control, but on trusting God's direction in every step of my journey. Working with Division I athletes comes with pressure, expectations, and moments of uncertainty, and this scripture grounds me in faith rather than fear. It encouraged me to lead with humility, patience, and integrity, especially when outcomes are not fully in my control. This course reinforced the importance of psychological skills not only for athletes but also for coaches. Moving forward, I will apply emotional regulation strategies, reflective decision-making practices, and stress management techniques in my coaching philosophy. A key takeaway is the importance of addressing both personal well-being and leadership effectiveness to support long-term success in collegiate coaching. Here is my reference page. Thank you very much for listening, and happy holidays. Thank you.